Hello, my name is Ethan and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Harvest League 3.11. In this episode, I'm going to be going over my delve variation and how to go delving with my Carrion Golem build because people really want to know how I did it because I made changes to the build and it's kind of elaborate, but I can make it simple for you guys and explain why I did things and what they're for and pretty much like the concepts behind them so that you can also do them yourself. So pretty much we'll start it off with I was delving, and to be honest guys, our build we didn't have to do anything up until 500, and really even at 500 we didn't really have to do anything. Okay, so build easy clap to 500. Okay, now this is where I started dying. And I was like, no, dying, I don't want to die. So I wanted to keep going through and just zoom in through delve without dying. It was easy. So what I wanted to do was run Fortify. If you don't know, Fortify grants you 25% reduced damage taken. So I was going to, basically, if I wasn't dying at 500 and then I started dying, well, now I can survive for 25% more damage. Basically. So to run Fortify, I had to run Cyclone. And so let me show you. When you run Cyclone in the build, look at my move speed. It's 34 right now, right? I won't have phase run, so just 34. And then I Cyclone and I go to -6, and this is because of the brass dome. Negative move speed, the negative move speed on the Cyclone. -6. Use both Flasks, you go to 57. It's so slow. So what I found out, well, what I already knew from seasons ago, is that you can run this Stampede boot that gives you movement speed is 150% of its base value. So you put this boot on, and now you have 50% move speed, and when you Cyclone, you have 50% move speed. And what this does, there's many things it does, okay? But it makes it so you don't need these Flasks. We gain 2 Flask slots. We always move at 50, so no more needing the Flask to be up. We could actually take our time with delving, for example. We could run away from an encounter and come back, and we don't need the Flask to move fast. We can just keep dodging. And okay, so then the rest of this, Indomitable Army is I anointed Indomitable Army. I found this to be the best anoint, so it saves us 5 points in shitty pathing because of our Glorious Vanity wouldn't be here actually. We replaced this. I'll explain in a bit. But Indomitable Army for the physical damage reduction, life, and bleeding immune. It's really nice in delve. But basically this was the start of my changes to my delve. So imagine this was the initial, like, I would do this pretty early on. This would be a no-brainer for me, okay? So you'd have to cap your reses without the boot, and you have to take Abberath. You must take Abberath to get Burning Ground immunity instead of it from the boot. And if you don't want to run Abberath, you have to avoid the fire nodes that have Burning Ground because they're, well, you don't have to, but they're going to fuck you up. And you have to not sit in the middle of the encounters, and those pirate encounters are also going to mess you up, and the deeper you go, Burning Ground's going to mess you up. But you can switch. I was switching to Shakari and stuff before in the zombie build to be immune to poison, but yeah, maybe I should start doing that again. But yeah, so then I opened up 2 Flasks, and so what I thought was, initially, I always, when I'm delving now, I've been using this Forbidden Taste. So it's a full heal, and it makes you take chaos damage over time per second. And so I was using my Zabako, and I had 85 chaos, so this basically makes you take no damage, but you heal to full twice. And so during delving, if you get hit, heal to full. So it's like the opposite of a Molten Shell. So the Molten Shell would be activated before to tank a hit, where this is I get hit and it's a full health pot. Boom. It's kind of insane. So I'd switch the build like this maybe. Another thing I was doing is I balanced my reses with my items, so they're not balanced right now, but when I'm delving, I balance them to 77 across the board on the max. And so when I use Wise Oak, it says, during Flask effect, 10% reduced damage taken of each element for which your uncapped elemental resistance is the lowest. So all of them were the same 77, therefore they all take reduced 10%, and I found this to be pretty nice. I like the Wise Oak quite a bit, and yeah, it was actually pretty sick. And so I was using Wise Oak, and then I was using the Mana Flask for a little while, for curse immunity, but I realized that I didn't really need it, so I switched it out for a Bottled Faith as well. So you can already see that just switching the boot to this Cyclone Fortify allowed me all of these changes to my flask for delving. So Forbidden Taste is an insane health pot. There's also the Karui Flask health pot that's like heal at the end of the flask. I don't like it as much. This is instant full health. It's amazing. Wise Oak if you balance your reses. Don't use this if your reses are not balanced. I guess you could use it for like one of the reses, but trust me, it's not as good. And then Bottled Faith, this was like a nearly perfect roll, and it's insane crit chance and increased damage taken and duration. And Bottled Faith is really good for extra damage. I'd recommend. So then, there's a side problem we came into after. So imagine that my zombies and specters in delving has started to have a problem. So this is my zombie level 27. This is my specter level 27. Welcome to my build. So they started to have a problem in the build they're using Elemental Army and Blood Magic, and it's in a +3 helmet with minion life 20. And dude, they're like pretty tanky, right? In my normal build. Okay, so we started to have a problem, and so what I figured out first. In my boot, I forgot to mention, the Cyclone Fortify is a 4-link with infused Awaken Caswell Channeling and Spirit Offering. And so we actually get an offering. So I was using a Flesh Offering at first because I was like, I don't need defenses. My shit's capped. We're good. So my minions are capped to 80% LE res, 70% Chaos res, and like 55 physical damage reduction, right? And so what I found is that Flesh Offering damage is like irrelevant, by the way, for my build where I'm at, and Spirit Offering capping that 5% Chaos res was better, which then it's the same amount of res that the LE army gives. So if you keep Spirit Offering up all the time, which we're always cycloning while delving, just like the old build, what the fuck, for 5 Chaos res and 30 LE res, perfect, dude. That's why we're using Spirit Offering in the Cyclone build delving. So yeah, we started running Spirit Offering. I did run Bone Offering. I tried it. I don't recommend it. You can try it. I don't think it's good. This is a 21-23 and it was shit. I put all the block stuff. I just hate it so much. Your shit will die to degens. The block won't heal. It sucks. Okay, so then you go, but Ethan, you lost Elemental Army on the minions in the helmet. They have 5% less max LE res. Oh no. Well, 5% max LE res is like saying 25% damage reduction. So this says minions from supported skills take 24% less damage, but from all damage, not just LE. Okay, this is way better. And then 5% physical damage reduction on one of the things that they're the lowest on. And we're going to cap their Chaos res. And they have more chance to taunt. And they have move speed. And they stay near you instead of inting. They're actually like the most brain dead things ever, and it's way better that way. So then you're able to keep Blood Magic. And then I went even further, okay? I said, dude, this ain't working for me, man. They're just not staying alive. I even put the Empower in the helmet, so the Blood Magic, they're so tanky. Let me show you this zombie. 70,000. Okay, now let me show you what I did instead. So we took out the Zabakwa because I said this isn't usable because of one reason. I must run another jewel. This Elegant Hubris. What? We went back to the Elegant Hubris? Yeah, it's delving. Delving is AIDS. This is what happens. And why does it happen? Because it's all about, we literally can't get the minion survivability from anywhere else, basically, like this amount of minion survivability, and it always comes to this unless you abuse redemption sentries that are way too much HP. So anyways, this is basically the change. So you get 80% increased minion life, 80% increased minion life, 80% increased minion life. It's not all change because normally I would take out these 4 points, put them into life, and then I have more life, but whatever. We'll stay at the 4,400, and we have 240% increased minion life. So do you remember that I showed them and they had 70,000? Now I put them to 100,833 life. And so, and that's without losing blood magic. So this allows me to keep blood magic. I put them up by 50% more health, and they keep blood magic. And you may ask, just in case you are like, for the viewer that doesn't understand what I keep saying by blood magic, the Spectres use the blood magic to use their ability a lot, so that you have tons of power and frenzy charges. And so if you lose this, then you lose basically your power and frenzy charges, and then you lose a ton of damage, and it's really bad. So keeping the blood magic to actually make your Spectres good is really important. Otherwise, it makes us really want to go like a Necromantic Aegis with a shield if our Spectres are this useless in delving. And so it's almost like, dude, maybe you should go for the 320. But yeah, this is why I show you could get 10 lightning and chaos now on the belt. You see how I have too much fire and cold by 10 exactly? Switch it to the belt, and then you have 77, 77, 77, 75, and it's perfect. And then your Wise Oak works, and I have the Ball of Fate, and I have the Forbidden Taste. So what I want to show, this is everything that I came up with for delving, right? It's good enough, and if you want, like I said, you can go for a 320, and you can get it in less points. I did a 7-point Hubris. I'm pretty sure that if you look at this, this is a 2-point, and if you get this one right next to it, it's 3 points for 160, which I spent 7 for 240. Just throwing it out there. Let's say you get all 3 of these, it's 5 points for the 240. You could also get these 3, these 2, 5, 7 points for 320. You could get 9 points for 400, and that's like the craziest shit. Maybe even 11 points for 480, dude. If you get all these 2-pointers, it's disgusting. It'll never happen. Like maybe if you path along this way instead of this way too, and then you get yeah. But either way, point is, I could get a better Hubris, and this is advice for you guys on how to go delving with the build. But it's not done yet. Let me show this. Wait. And this. Okay, now boom. Okay, so what we have here is the original build. This is my non-delving. So it has my +1 Brass Dome, which is why the damage is higher than the one that I've been showing on the POB every single day. I haven't updated it. And other than that, it's the same, except for we still have the extra Eminence here, which is 153,000 damage. So we could take this out, lose 4 points, spend the 4 points in other stuff, take the damage to 1.9, so that's more comparable to the other one, and spend the extra points in even more life. So you're at 5,800 life in this version, for example. Now, I want to show off all the things. So this is the original, 71,000 life on the Carrion Golems, 1.9 million damage, 5,800 life with the Zabakwa, so we're capped crazy, and this is the tanky one. And you can even run the Fortify Cyclone Delving Boot. The only time when you need to switch the jewel is when you want to, is when your stuff is dying and you have done everything else. So that would be the Spirit Offering, capping your minion res, and using, instead of Elemental Army, you use Meat Shield, and maybe even trying Empower instead of the Blood Magic. And if your stuff is still dying, then you need the Elegant Hubris. But basically, let's go to the Elegant Hubris point. Like, okay, so we saw Carrion Golems at 70,000, and we saw zombies at 50,000, and so this is without the delve change of like Indomitable Army and Meat Shield. Yeah. Okay, and then you swap. Well, we could also show the Spectres actually. Normally, I couldn't show like Theaf Tool and stuff because it's not in POB, but these ones actually are. So I need Carnage Chieftain, Host Chieftain. I see the Host Chieftain. We got. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I love this. Okay, Host Chieftain is 92,000. Carnage 92,000. Okay, now it's time to check the other thing. So this is my Delve build. So 1.9, 112,000. So literally more than 50%. Like, it's crazy. Okay. That's crazy. Look, I go down to 47.99. Still the same regen, so like the sustain is just as good, and the health is just a buffer, and my reses are now screwed up. And this is with the Wise Oak. That's why we're so over res. But 77 across the board with 75. And so this actually makes you like LE weakness immune, but whatever. Okay, so build changes, like I pointed out. You run the Stampede boot. You have the Cyclone Spirit offering to cap the reses. You have the Elegant Hubris, and you have the change in HP. You don't take this extra jewel because you already have too much damage and it's delving, and who cares? And so having a little bit more life after losing so much, because we lost this and this, we needed to gain back some, so we're not just falling over. We are still falling over, but 100,000 life. We doubled the life on the zombies with the change. All of the changes. So this is Indomitable Army, Meat Shield, and the 240% minion life. Minion monster, minion maximum. Minion increase maximum life. And now we show the Spectre. This shit is disgusting. This is disgusting. Where is it? Host Chieftain. Carnage Chieftain. We got him. 190,000 life. Now we're starting to look like Redemption Sentries, aren't we? But look what it took. Look what it took, dude. Redemption Sentries are so broken. What the fuck? And then you got people ask, why not zombies? What do you mean, bro? Even after this, they only had 100,000. What do you have to do to them? And they're in the helmet. Wait, the +3 and the minion life and empower. Well, actually, okay, wait. What about empower as well? Let's just take it one step further. Let's say somehow you had an empower 4, you know, just go crazy, fuck it. 132,000. It's pretty good. But man, imagine if they still had the scaling of more life while leveling, like 60% more life. Would they have 160,000, or would that scale all my extra and they'd have even more? Oh man, I miss the old dude. They took so much out of my zombies, but hopefully this makes it clear on what I did. I took out a lot of our own survivability, sacrificed it for our minions because delving does so much damage, and it's all about keeping them alive, because if they're dead, you can't win because you're a summoner, and it's all about the minions, so you better goddamn support those minions. So now I'm going to show you back, changing it back, so it's real quick swap. So I still like running the Zabakwa, and it's funny that we use 2 timelesses, and I have 2 different ones that I actually like. I could definitely see building not around the Zabakwa in a future season, by the way. It's just like, well, interesting that, where's the extra points? Oh yeah. It's interesting that we actually have competing timeless jewels in different spots of the game where I don't need the minion survivability almost anywhere else to this level. I used it in the Fractured just because I didn't want to worry about it, and then I knew that it was going to be good, and it was done, easy clap. But and maybe even I could use it for, I already did Hall of Grandmasters, but I could do it again and show a video where, look at how unkillable my shit is, because this is the tankiest they can fucking be in my build. Like, I can't make them tankier. The only thing I'd worry about is not having corpses for the Spirit offering to keep my shit res capped without the Elemental Army in Hall of Grandmasters. Oh wait, I wouldn't be running the Stampede boot. I'm running normal boot. So I have to run Elemental Army. So my shit's going to be kind of squishy because it doesn't even have Meat Shield. And do I run Empower? And do I try to keep the friends? Whatever, tons of things. Hologram Master video coming soon. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed this delve variation video. I hope this could help you. Just a quick thing. I have videos on the Elegant Hubris, Timeless Jewel, tons of information. But just in case, it doesn't matter what it commemorates. It's just a timeless jewel, and you're looking for the increased maximum life for the minions. And it's random, except for, technically, if you found this exact one with the 97,580, it has the exact same spots as mine, so that does work. But the odd, like, you can try that, but the odds of that, and then it being cheap after a video, it's like, also, I've been using it for weeks now in delving, so, or like a week, I don't know. So, people have already been looking at it probably, and so it's probably not a thing, but either way, that is how it works. And so technically when you find one, if you can find the same, like if you buy all of that number, they'll be the same, is what I'm trying to say. And that commemorating one doesn't matter because we don't care about the keystone from this timeless jewel. We're just using this for the increased maximum life of the minions. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys did enjoy this, the little thing I put together. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys learned something about my delving and can now do this yourselves. I'll leave obviously the POB of the original and the delve variation in the description below. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys. Thank you to my Patreon and my YouTube members, and thank you to anyone new who joins today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!